Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope we are in good condition, happy and excited. Let me introduce our group. We are from Group 6. We will present the result of our discussion. But before we start the discussion, let me introduce our group. My name is Yani Novitasari. My NPM 210400034 as moderator and presenter, and then Fatimah Mardatila as presenter and Putri Intan Aulia as presenter. Well, the first material will be delivered by Fatimah Mardatila.
The first material is recognizing culture and developing respect. In recognizing culture and developing respect for cultural diversity involve exploring and comparing culture, knowledge, belief, and practice across different culture groups. Recognizing culture and developing respect involve understanding and appreciating the diversity of human experience, belief, and practices. This process requires a multi-phase approach that includes exploring and comparing culture, knowledge, belief, and practices. There are some tips to engage this process effectively. The first one, cultivate curiosity. We must have an open-minded and curious mindset. It means we must be willing to learn about different cultures and their unique customs, traditional, and worldview. Curiosity fosters a genuine interest in understanding and appreciating culture diversity. And second, engage in cooperative analysis. We must compare culture knowledge, belief, and practice across different culture groups. And the third, seek diverse perspective. Seek out diverse sources in information and perspective on culture, including literature, films, documentary, academic studies, and personal narrative. And fourth, participate in Culture Engage. Participate in Culture Engage program, international event, or community activities that provide opportunities to interact with people from diverse culture background. And 5. Respect cultural relativism. Respect cultural relativism, which acknowledges that culture, belief, and practice are relative to the context and value of a particular culture. And 6. Challenge stereotypes. Challenge stereotypes, misconception about culture group by seeking accurate and nuanced representation. And 7. Foster empathy and understanding. Develop empathy and understanding toward individuals from different culture backgrounds. And 8. Reflect on culture identity. Reflect on your own culture identity and how it influenced your perspective, belief, and behavior. And 9. Embrace culture diversity. Embrace culture diversity as a source of enrichment and strength in our global community. And the last one is promote intercultural dialogue. Promote intercultural dialogue and enhance by fostering respectful and open-minded communication across culture boundaries.
Okay, I will continue the next material about explore and compare culture, knowledge, belief, and practice. This process is crucial for developing a broader perspective and fostering mutual understanding and respect among individuals for various culture backgrounds. Here's a breakdown of what this entails based on the provided sources: exploring culture and knowledge, belief, and practice. The first one is understanding culture identity. Investigate how culture groups and identities evolve over time and different contexts. This includes exploring the dynamic nature of cultured knowledge, belief, and practice in personal, social, and historical contexts. Next, appreciating diverse perspectives. Knowledge these values opinions and attitudes of different groups within society and compare them to your own points of view. This involves recognizing the diversity of human experience and the importance of maintaining and celebrating culture tradition for the development of personal, groups, and national identities. Next, analysis culture dimension. Explore why the culture shaped the use of language in a wide range of contexts. This includes using diverse perspectives and the assumption on which they are based, which is essential for understanding the niches of culture communication. Now, comparing culture knowledge, belief, and practice. The first one is culture intelligence analysis. Analyzes the ethical dimension of belief and the need for the action in a range of settings. This involves understanding how culture influence behavior, the decision making, and ethical consideration in various contexts. Next, reflecting on intercultural experience. Reflect critical on the reception of various cultural groups in text and the media and how they respond. This includes identifying and challenging stereotypes and the prejudice in the presentation of group, national, and regional identities. Next, mediating culture difference. Identity and others challenging issue is why they respect culture diversity and the right of all to be heard. This involves engaging in dialogue and negotiation that respect the cultural backgrounds and perspective of the all participants.
The next material explore and compare cultural knowledge, belief, and practices in a practical setting. To effectively explore and compare cultural knowledge, belief, and practices in a practical setting, especially within healthcare, several strategies and approaches can be employed based on the provided sources. The strategies aim to enhance cross-cultural communication, reduce conflict, and improve the overall quality of care for patients from diverse cultural backgrounds. Cross-cultural communication strategies self-awareness. The first step involves becoming aware of one's own beliefs, values, and biases. This self-awareness helps clinicians become more receptive and open to the belief and value of their patient, especially when cultural differences exist. Effective communication. Utilize communication strategies that are evocative, non-judgmental, and respectful. They tell us framework encourage a two-way conversation where the clinician first asks for the patient input rather than disclosing information reflexively. This approach includes asking about cultural experience, decision making, preference, and prior experience with healthcare, JDB exploring value and preferences. Cultural competence model incorporate culturally competent communication model that highlight key communication skill sets such as nonverbal skill, verbal skill, recognition of potential cultural differences, incorporation of and adaptation of cultural knowledge, and negotiation or collaboration. Risk reduction assessment. Use the risk reduction assessment to learn and support the particular cultural influence and belief of a given patient and family. This assessment includes resources for patients and families to navigate to the healthcare system, individual circumstances, migration experience, skill to cope with the disease, and knowledge about the ethnic group health belief, values, practices, and cultural communication etiquette. Avoiding and coping with conflict cultural awareness and communication strategies. develop cultural awareness and cross-cultural communication strategies, including the use of decision aids to enable shared decision-making within the framework of the patient and family's cultural belief. This approach proactively reduces conflict and addresses it productively when it occurs. Training.
So, in summary, recognizing culture and developing respect for the culture diversity involve actively exploring and comparing culture, knowledge, belief, and practice across different culture groups. By cultivating curiosity, seeking diverse perspectives, challenging stereotypes, fostering empathy, and promoting intercultural dialogue, individuals can contribute to building a more influenced, interconnected, and harmonious global society. Okay, maybe that's all the presentation from Group C.